Today I'm going to demonstrate you how you can create Windows EC2 instance in AWS Cloud. Most AWS beginners think EC2 instance means Linux because most of the web servers are hosted in Linux EC2 instance. But when you go to corporate, most of the corporate identity is hosted in Microsoft Active Directory. In the corporate world, Windows are dominating. So when corporate is moving to the cloud, they are moving Windows system to the cloud too because they don't want to rewrite everything. So knowing how to create Windows EC2 instance, it's invaluable skill when you are working for corporate. If you are new here, I am Chris from iCloud Excel. I'm ex-Amazonian. I have spent over 23 years working in IT infrastructure and AWS cloud technologies, including over a decade in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, helping organizations to build solutions on AWS cloud. On this channel, I help you master on AWS cloud, DevOps, AI through simple explanations, real-world scenarios, and hands-on learning. Let's move in. As I said, you're going to learn Windows on EC2, key difference between Linux on EC2 and Windows on EC2, how the difference to create that instances and also the access pattern is different. Then you will know how you can retrieve the password from your PEM key and use that password and log in that instance remotely. RDP to that instance and see the Windows configurations. So the Windows feels like your desktop, but only thing is you are not owning that hardware. The hardware you are basically renting from cloud and then accessing that system remotely and controlling that system remotely. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate you. So the steps involve you select AMI, choose the instance type, then create the key which is .pem key, and then fourth step is open the port in your security group 3389 while you're creating or launching that EC2 instance, or you can update that security group later as well. Complete it when you are launching that EC2 instance. These simple 4 steps involved and you're good to go. Let's demonstrate you how you can create. Here I am on the console and I am using frequently EC2, so it is there in recently visited services. I'm gonna click EC2, or you can search from here as well. If you search EC2 and you will get that EC2 instance as well. From there you can search here as well, go to EC2 service. Once you go there, you click on left panel instances and you see there are no instances created. It created before but I terminated, so there is no EC2 instance now. And I am on US East 1 region, North Virginia region, and I'm gonna create EC2 instance in this region. This is very critical to remember this point, or you will create somewhere else and find out somewhere else. And you can see this is the account I logged in, and I'm gonna launch EC2 instance, launch instance, click on, then I'm gonna say Windows, this will be 2025 and demo. This is the name I'm gonna give, and by default it is selecting Amazon Linux, but we don't want it, we wanna go for Windows, so I'm gonna click Windows. So when you click that, still you see free tier eligible. You say AMI is already selected and it is free tier eligible. If you want to see what are the other operating system available, you can just click on this arrow, small arrow right side, and then you will see all the list, but I'm gonna go with the default what we have now. Then you see that AMI is selected here, AMI already selected here. We selected the Windows operating system AMI, and here is the instance type. So by default T3 micro, so I'm gonna go with that T3 micro. If you wanna see again list of instance type, you go down and you will see all the different types, but this is the one free tier eligible. I'm gonna do and go with the free tier by default. Alright, key pair. So key pair already I have created. If you don't have, you create first. So I created my project. This is the key pair, and this key pair I already downloaded and it's in my system. And network I'm not touching there. Whatever default VPC network available, I will go with that. Then you have access from anywhere. I'm gonna remove that and go with my IP only, so that it is restricted access to that Windows system from my system IP only, so that nowhere in the world can log into the system. system. So I'm restricting access. This is very important to restrict that access. All right. So you see the 30 GB EBS volume, it is selected. And now you know Linux takes 8 GB, right? For Windows, you already increase the space by almost 22 GB, 30 GB it is required. So Windows take more disk space especially. So 30 GB by default, it's okay to go with. And right side, you verify what are the things you already configured. Software image, AMI selected, T3 micro instance type, and security group, we changed it. Storage volume 30 GB, which is EBS volume for your operating system. Once you are sure about that, and networking, I left it whatever it is there. And key pair, for your information, default VPC has a public subnet. So the moment it launches, I will be able to access it from my system. But if you launch that EC2 instance in private subnet, you need a separate setup to access that system or remotely access that system. All right. So I am going with the public subnet, which is the default with the default VPC. All right. So launch instance. Once you click there, it is initiating the launch, and it did initiate it. You see that? And I will go to the instance page again, and I will monitor where it is going. So it says initializing. If I click that EC2 instance here, and you see all the properties and tabs available here, I'll go status and alarms, and I will monitor until system status check passed and instance status check passed. Once these two checks are passed, then you can go ahead and log into the system. But this is a Windows system. Login is different. So what you need to do, if I have a Mac system, so what I did is I installed the Microsoft Remote Desktop. Microsoft has searched with Microsoft Remote Desktop. This is the Windows app available. It clearly says previously Remote Desktop. So I install this app and I click open. So here previously I created one Windows instance, but it's still there. I can edit this, or you can create another new. So I'm gonna remove this one existing just to give you clarity, and I'm going to say plus and add PC. I'm doing it because instance is still in the process to start. So here you just get that public host name and put it here and provide your username and password. Make sure reconnect if the connection is dropped. This is very important because internet connections are sometimes very, very vulnerable. So you keep it this configuration. I have seen this helps. So now I'll go back to this console and see where we are now. See, it still says initializing, but I will try to connect. So on top, once you select that instance and click on connect, so it will take you to the Windows Connect page. All right. So when you go to the connect page, you see there are three options. SSM Systems Manager. We are not discussing Systems Manager login, but that's the best way you can go. But we are going for RDP client, and we are also not going for EC2 serial console. This is specially used for troubleshooting purpose when your EC2 instance is not coming up. It's like a physically connecting serial port connections and log in from the terminal and see what's going on. But here we are not doing that. We are going for RDP client. So what you can do, you can also download this download remote desktop file, and you can open that and provide username and password. This is the public DNS name. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this public DNS name and go to that remote desktop. I created that remote desktop app, and there I'm adding a device, and this is the name, public name, easily internet will be able to recognize, and I'm gonna say add. All right, it's very simple. So I added. Now if I just double click this, so it will try to connect, and username is always administrator. That's how it is. And now I'll go to this page again, and now get password. This is the option for get password. You see the username is administrator here and get password. So get password, you upload your PEM key here. So where is my upload PEM key? I think it's in my documentation somewhere I kept. Let's see. There it is, myproject.pem. I'm gonna open that, and at the bottom you see decrypt password. So it is gonna give you the password. This is the password. I'll go back and paste that password. All right, you click show password, it will show you, and you verify and then say continue. So this saying over the internet it is not a secure, that's fine. Continue and see whether it is allowing to log in. There you go, it's logging into your Windows system, and I am accessing from my MacBook Windows instance, Windows Server EC2 instance sitting in Amazon Cloud, US East 1. It's the opposite side of the world. I'm in India, Kolkata, and that is sitting in US East 1, North Virginia. I'm accessing from here through internet connection. So it may take some time because the first time, and it is little slow. So it's setting up. You see the left side, personalized settings. It's setting up that Windows server. It's setting up for the first time because I logged in as an administrator first time. That's why it is setting up the profile. So keep patience. It takes some time. There you go. Windows server came. Literally, I am using Windows on my MacBook. All right. So if you are accessing from the Windows, it is very easy. From Windows, you just from the run, you type mstsc. Immediately, it's a username password opens up, and then put your host name, public DNS name, and then put username and password. The same username password, I put it in the application, remote desktop app. So now we are in the Windows system. So if you want to see the version, let me show you. Click on this Windows button, right? See all of these key information settings available: server manager, settings, edge browser, file explorer, terminal, Windows PowerShell. This is, if you are from Windows domain, you know how powerful this is. So if you want to go to server manager, click on server manager, and it will take you to the server manager. So give it a time. It's opening up server manager, and Windows has so many configuration you can do in the server manager. You can manage services and everything. There you go. So I want to close this pop-up, and you see all of these alerts available, and local server, click there, and you explore a little bit. And all servers, if you want to see the all servers, click here. All the servers or services running here, you will see from here itself. You see the servers, you see the all of the services listed here, you can see from here. Okay, so you explore on your own, but if I click again on that Windows tab, so rest of the things you explore on your own, that's fine. And here you see recommended one, Amazon EC2 launch settings and Windows PowerShell. Because it's an EC2 instance, so Amazon EC2 also installs small services here in the Windows system. But I don't want to go there. Let me close that, and I want to go somewhere else. Click on this folder icon here, bottom of the screen, and if you click there, I want to show you the Windows configuration. And left side you will see this PC. Right click here, right, and go to the properties. So if you go to these properties, wait for a couple of seconds, it's still working. You see the progress bar. You have to remember I'm logging in from very far, and still I'm able to experience Windows. So in the properties, you will see all of these information. You see that this is a device name. You can change this name, literally rename this device. You can do that, and you just need to restart that system because you're changing the name, and all other configurations. It says Intel Xeon Platinum 8259CL CPU. That's a CPU. Install 1 GB, blah, blah, blah. Device ID, product ID, system type. And here you see the Windows operating system version 2025, data center version, and the version information, OS build, and all of these information you get it from here. And you can change the name, as I said, and rest other things also you can verify. Let's say you want to verify apps. What are the apps available here? So click on apps here, left side, and click on installed apps. You will see all of the installed apps. So previously I told you that because it's an EC2 instance, Windows running on an EC2 instance, so Amazon EC2 also install this Amazon EC2 launch application. SSM agent is installed. You can literally connect this instance from the SSM, Systems Manager Service. This is separate service in Amazon for managing hundreds of thousands of Windows and Linux systems together. All right. So you can explore all of these services and apps basically, but I wanted to show you these two apps installed so you don't have to take any additional actions if you are working with Systems Manager. Okay, I'm gonna close this. And last thing I want to show you the version. So if you go to the Windows run, you type that RUN, it will take you or show you that option to run Windows run. You're typing here in the search, it's searching. There you go, Windows run came. Top left, Windows run, click here. So it will take you to the Windows run pop-up. So I click there, it's working. It's a little slow because I'm accessing very remotely. I would have created this instance in Mumbai, it would have been faster. So now you see run page came, and I'm gonna say WinVar. Let's see what is the Windows version here. I just wanted to see. There you go. So it says Microsoft Windows Service version 24H2. I don't know what it is, but this is the Windows version. It says, you can see like this. Literally, you get the Windows experience, right? right? Now I want to log off. Everything is done. I will say log off in the run pop-up, log off, right? It will log off. I'll say click OK and it will log off. So, but it is not stopping that instance. It is logging off. Instance is running, it's signing out. All right. So if now everything is done, you don't want to keep that instance running, make sure you terminate that or stop that instance. I'm going to do that too. So it's signed out. So I logged in from that app. There is another way you can also log in, but I want to show you that so that you will know the other way possible. Download remote desktop file. Okay. I download it and I will go there and I'm opening it and I just click on the file. That's it. And here I'm gonna give the password. Password is still there, so I'm gonna give the password and continue. See, from your MacBook, this also allowing you to log into that Windows server using that file as well. So you don't need that app. Even if you don't want app, and you can still log in using that, downloading that file. All right, you see all the instance, you see that instance ID, this information right top corner, this information tells you this is running on EC2 instance because it gives you instance size information, availability zone, architecture, AMD 64, instance ID, hostname, all of these, right? You can refer this information and see whether this Windows is running on data center or in AWS cloud. You can clearly see the difference if you have any confusion. So again, I want to log off from here. Run, click on run, there you go, and log off is already there. I'm gonna hit enter and signing out. It's going to signing out. Okay, all done. So I have shown you two ways to log in. One is you install, if you have MacBook, you install this and you can log in this app, remote desktop app. Another way is you download that file and open that file. You can provide username, password, same way you can log in. And if you have a Windows system, you are in heaven. You can just run from your Windows system mstsc and then you provide username and password and then host name, you're good to go. So now we're done with this work and I'm gonna terminate that instance. It's very important I terminate it because otherwise I don't want to get a surprise bill. Terminate, skip web shutdown, terminate. You see the successfully initiated termination. So I am safe that it is going to terminate. It says shutting down, good to go. Let me go back to the presentation. So I demonstrated you how you can create Windows instance. Basically how you can connect is open connect panel, right? From select EC2 instance, connect panel and decrypt that password, provide your username and password. With that, copy that host name as well, public DNS name, and three information you need: public DNS name, username, administrator, password. You get the password from your PEM key, you're good to go and a login. All right. Let me give you some real world use cases like Dow Jones. This is a big company. The legacy .NET application is running, right? So for them, they don't want to rewrite their code. They can create Windows instance in Amazon cloud and move their code to that Windows server. It's the same version available. Global Retail Active Directory. If you have an Active Directory on premises, generally you create another Active Directory in cloud and you connect all the systems to that Active Directory and create a hybrid connections. This is very, very common use case when corporate moving to the cloud. Normally they run hybrid for some time. Siemens, like GPU optimized CAD workstations, like CAD software runs on Windows and they can use that Windows server which can leverage the GPU and more compute, and you can choose different EC2 instance type whenever you want and you can leverage and run the CAD, which is compute incentive applications. So these are very common use cases for Windows servers. Before we go any further, I want to tell you about something which is going to change how fast you can grow on AWS. I have built a private community called 10x AWS Builder, and it is not just another Facebook group or Discord server or WhatsApp group with a lot of noise. This is focused and professional community built specifically for people like you, people who are serious about building their AWS career, passing their certifications, getting hired or promoted to the next cloud role. Here is what you get the moment you sign up. Weekly live Q&A calls. Ask me anything about AWS certifications, jobs. This will be live Q&A weekly sessions. I hold that Zoom call and you get answer instantly. And we can brainstorm as well on your problem. And you get direct mentorship. I will personally help you to build your learning roadmap, your certification path, fix your gaps, and keep you accountable for your goals. And I will guide you on this every step of the way. Third thing, you get 24/7 community access. At night 11 p.m. you got a questions, just post your questions. Our community never sleeps. Someone from your community member will answer it. And you get peer network of serious AWS learners. The people who join 10x AWS Builder, they are not here to watch passively. They are building, certifying, and landing cloud jobs. And that energy is contagious. Link in the description below. I will see you in the community. So before you go, I just want you to remember 5 points. Windows EC2 brings that familiar Microsoft Server environment straight to the cloud. RDP port 3389 should be open on security group, because by default it is open generally when you create a Windows server. But if it is not, manually add that port and allow from your system. Key pairs is used to get that password, and once you get that password, and use that password to log into the system. Free tier Windows servers also has a free tier eligible instance type like T3 Micro, and use that to leverage that free tier instances on your advantage and test it out. License included, what I said before, no separate Windows license needed. The cost is bundled into the hourly instance price. All right. Thank you so much for joining this video. I know little longer this video because so much things to cover, but I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have not created Windows instance, you must create right now. If you have any trouble, put a comment below and I will help you to solve it. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next piece.